Hey, you ever had one of those moments where the world just flips upside down and everything you thought you knew gets torn to shreds? That's what happened in a fancy Chicago penthouse office one humid summer afternoon when a kid named Marcus Tate, barely 15, walked in with his mom's cleaning cart and changed everything. Picture this: a billionaire, Khalid al-Rashid, laughing so hard his coffee nearly spills, all because this black kid from Englewood, son of a single mom scrubbing his floors, just said he speaks 9 languages. Khalid's this 50-year-old real estate mogul, worth something like $4 billion, sitting in a glass-walled office overlooking Lake Michigan. He's got that kind of laugh that's more weapon than joy, sharp and mean, like he's already decided you're nothing. Marcus, though, he's standing there, scrawny, in a faded Bulls hoodie, gripping a beat-up backpack from the thrift store, his dark eyes locked on Khalid like he's not fazed one bit. Next to him, his mom, Lena Tate, 44, is clutching her mop, her hands shaking because she knows bringing Marcus to work was a gamble. She's been cleaning Khalid's office for 6 years, swallowing his snide comments, his "you missed a spot" jabs, all to keep food on the table for Marcus and his little sister, Jada. Khalid leans back in his $20,000 chair, smirking. 9 languages, huh? Kid, you can barely string a sentence together in English. Lena whispers, Marcus, just say sorry, please. Her voice tight, like she's trying to hold back a flood. She's been here before. Humiliation's an old friend when you're a black single mom working for men like Khalid. But Marcus? He doesn't flinch. He takes a slow breath, like he's been waiting for this exact moment his whole life, and says, English, Spanish, French, German, Arabic, Mandarin, Russian, Italian, and Portuguese. His voice is steady, clear, like he's reading off a grocery list, not staring down a billionaire who could get his mom fired with a phone call. Khalid's laugh dies for a second, just a flicker, before he doubles down. Liar, he says, strolling back to his desk, all polished oak and gold trinkets. Lena, your kid's got an imagination maybe too much. You should get him checked out, for daydreaming. Lena's head drops, her shoulders curling in like she's trying to disappear. She's cleaned this man's office through late nights, through her daughter's asthma attacks, through the times she had to choose between rent and groceries. But hearing her son, her Marcus, who stays up late studying while she's working double shifts, get mocked like this, it's a knife to the gut. Marcus touches her arm, soft, like he's saying, I got this, Mom. Mr. Al-Rashid, he says, calm but with an edge that makes Khalid's eyebrow twitch. You speak Arabic, right? Your native language. Khalid scoffs. Obviously, kid. Marcus nods, then lets out a stream of perfect, classical Arabic, something about seeking truth, delivered with grammar so tight it could have come from a scholar in Cairo. The room goes quiet, like someone hit pause on the world. Khalid's jaw tightens. He's not laughing anymore. Lena glances between them, confused, not understanding the words but feeling the shift, like the air just got heavier. Where'd you learn that? Khalid asks, his voice low, like he's trying to figure out if he's been played. Marcus smiles, just a little. Chicago Public Library, sir. Free language classes every Tuesday and Thursday. Khalid blinks, thrown off. He's used to kids like his own, who go to private schools with $50,000 a year tuition, not some teenager from the South Side teaching himself Arabic in a library basement. Anyone can memorize a phrase, Khalid says, waving it off, trying to claw back control. Doesn't mean you speak it. Marcus doesn't argue. He just unzips his backpack and pulls out a folder that makes Khalid choke on his own smugness. It's a stack of certificates, fluency certifications from the University of Chicago, a linguistics program from the City Library, even an online translation course from some fancy platform. All 9 languages, all legit, stamped and signed. Khalid grabs them, his hands shaking just a bit, flipping through like he's hunting for a typo, a forgery, anything to prove this kid's a fraud. But the papers are real. This 15-year-old, whose mom mops his floors, is out here speaking languages better than Khaled's overpaid executives. How? Khaled mutters, almost to himself. Marcus shrugs, started when I was 12. Mom lost her second job when the restaurant shut down during COVID. Public school was too easy, so I used the library. Figured languages would help me understand people, make them see me as more than just, the cleaning lady's kid. That hits Khaled like a slap. He spent years leaning into his wealth, his status, using it to keep people like Marcus and Lena in their place. But this kid? He's not just climbing out of that box, smashing it. Khaled's still reeling when Marcus pulls out a tablet and opens a video call. A professor pops up, a woman in a book-lined office, and Marcus starts speaking Mandarin, smooth as silk, like he grew up in Shanghai. The professor, Dr. Wei, switches to English. Marcus was my top student. He's fluent, like he was born to it. Khaled cuts the call, his face pale, his usual swagger gone. He turns to Lena. You knew about this? Lena shakes her head, her eyes wide. He's always been bright, but I didn't know this. Marcus steps in. I started young because I had to. Mom was working herself to death, and I wanted to make her proud, give her a reason to keep going. Khaled's stomach twists. His own kids, spoiled and entitled, are off at boarding schools, barely passing with private tutors. Meanwhile, Marcus is out here rewriting the rules with nothing but grit and a library card. Why languages? Khaled asks, and for once, he sounds like he actually wants to know. Marcus looks him dead in the eye. Because when you speak someone's language, they can't treat you like you're invisible. They have to see you. Khaled flinches. He's built his empire on keeping people like Marcus and Lena at arm's length, blaming cultural differences, when really, it's just his own arrogance. Marcus's words cut deep, exposing something Khaled's been dodging for years. Then Marcus drops the bomb. I came here today for a reason, he says, glancing at Lena, who nods, her face a mix of pride and fear. I heard you on a call yesterday, Mr. Al-Rashid, talking to investors from Dubai. You made mistakes, big ones. You used the wrong terms for priority and deadline. Cost you a $60 million deal. Khaled's face goes ghost white. He remembers that call, the way the investors seemed confused, how he brushed it off as a bad connection. How do you know that? He asks, voice barely above a whisper. I've been studying business Arabic for 3 years, Marcus says, pulling out a printed report. This is an analysis of your company's public communications press releases, speeches, contracts. Your team's been making linguistic errors for years, losing deals left and right. I fixed them. Khaled schemes the report, his hands trembling. It's brilliant, pinpointing mistakes that cost his company hundreds of millions, with solutions so clear they're practically a gold mine. Why'd you do this? Khaled asks, his voice cracking. Marcus leans in. Because I wanted you to see that value isn't about money or where you're from. It's about what you bring to the table. Khaled's world tilts. He's spent decades believing success is about bloodlines, wealth, privilege. This kid just blew that to pieces. But Marcus isn't done. He pulls out a small recorder, and Khaled's heart stops. One more thing, Marcus says, pressing play. Khaled's voice fills the room, cold and ugly. These black folks are all the same, lazy, uneducated, always playing the victim. That's why I only hire Arabs or whites for the top jobs. Lena gasps, her hand flying to her mouth. Khaled stumbles back. Where'd you get that? Marcus doesn't blink. In the elevator, last week. You were with your VP, talking hiring policy. Didn't see me standing there. That's illegal. Khaled snaps, but his voice is shaky. Marcus shakes his head. Illinois is a one-party consent state. Totally legal. And this proves systemic discrimination. The Labor Department would love to hear it. Khaled's knees buckle. A recording like that could tank his company, spark lawsuits, shred his reputation. What do you want? He whispers. Marcus doesn't hesitate. You've got 2 choices. Keep thinking people like me and my mom are less than you, and this recording hits every news outlet in Chicago by tonight. Or you prove you've learned something today. Promote my mom to building manager, $90,000 a year. Start a scholarship fund for kids from places like Englewood. And hire me as a junior language consultant. Khalid sputters. You're 15. Marcus doesn't miss a beat. And I just saved your company millions. Imagine what I could do with a desk. Lena's eyes are shining now, not with fear, but with something fiercer pride. Khalid looks at her, really looks at her, for the first time in 6 years. Lena, he says, voice soft, you raised a hell of a kid. Lena straightens. I raised a man who knows his worth. Marcus slides a contract across the desk, already drafted, every clause airtight. 5 minutes, Mr. Al-Rashid, or this goes to the press. Khalid stares at the contract, then out at the Chicago skyline he thought he owned. Signing means admitting he was wrong about everything. But refusing? That's ruin. He grabs a pen, signs, and hands it back. Marcus extends his hand. Welcome to a new way of doing things. Khalid shakes it, feeling like he's just made a deal with the future. Fast forward 6 months, and Khalid's sitting in a community center in Englewood, surrounded by kids in the Marcus Tate Scholarship Program. He's not the same guy anymore. He's funding libraries now, not just skyscrapers. Lena's running his building operations, rocking sharp blazers, her voice carrying weight in boardrooms. Marcus, still 15, is the youngest consultant in the city, his translation sealing deals worth $250 million. Khalid catches himself smiling at a kid's question. Did Marcus really blackmail you? He laughs, real this time. Yeah, and it was the best wake-up call I ever got. See, Marcus didn't just outsmart Khalid that day. He dug into Khalid's past, found out he was once a broke immigrant kid from Jordan, scraping by in Chicago's suburbs, mocked for his accent. Marcus showed Khalid he'd become the kind of man he used to hate, someone who judged people by their cover, not their story. Now, Khalid's company is a leader in diversity, hiring talent from every corner of the city, no matter their zip code. As they head to a meeting with Japanese clients, Marcus translating like it's second nature, Khalid pulls him aside. You didn't just save my business, kid. You made me see I was turning into someone I despised. Lena, watching, kisses Marcus's forehead. I'm proud of you not for the money, but for the man you are. Marcus grins. Mom taught me to never let anyone put a ceiling on my worth. So what's the takeaway? Marcus Tate, a kid from Englewood, proved that brains, grit, and a little evidence can topple empires or rebuild them better. But here's the question for you. What would you have done in Marcus's shoes? Risk everything to call out a billionaire, or stay quiet to protect your family? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because stories like this, they make us question what justice really looks like in a world that loves to judge the book by its cover. Subscribe if you're ready for more stories that prove the underdog can rewrite the rules.